What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ill Communication. Very, very special edition this week. We are joined by the one and only turntablist pioneer, DJ QBert.
What's up, my brother?
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy festival schedule to come kick it and talk smack, man. It's great to have you on here, man. I've been following you since the '90s.
Crazy.
Grew up, using your battle records and everything. Had a couple copies of probably most of them, but yeah, man. I gotta say, it's been super cool watching you progress and watching you continue to challenge yourself and continue to innovate. Where does that desire to constantly just keep pushing yourself to do new stuff come from? How do you not just be like, yo, I did it, I'm done. Right. Pat yourself on the back all day. Where does that come from?
I had learned from an early age that success is an ongoing thing. You don't just, all right, I'm the man, and fucking you stop. I'm not saying I'm the man, but it's not good to do that, because then other guys will pass you up. It's just those that know about the art and stuff, or let's say a jazz musician, they know to just keep going. There's guys that are 90 years old and they're still playing like they're in their teens, going crazy and stuff. And I was like, wow, if they can do it at 90, I got a long way to go. And they're always learning. So that's what it is. It's just an ongoing road of getting better and better all the time. There's just no stopping.
I've always I thought I was a student at Skratch U, which I gotta say, if you are at all interested in learning to scratch, you gotta check out Skratch U.
QBert Scratch University.
The videos are amazing, and I was always really impressed with the way you took something that is so that could be so confusing and so abstract, and managed to derive a set of principles that are teachable. Like when you learn a scratch and then learn it backwards, and can you tell us a little bit about how you developed that style of thinking, and how you when you want to learn a new skill, how do you take it apart into the pieces?
That old answer just threw me off.
Yeah, there's a lot of chaos in the background here.
I think it's just there's a lot of scratch nerds out there that I'm one myself, and we just broke it down. You can move the record forward, you can move it backward, back and forth. And that's pretty much basically how you move it. So that's one thing, and then you got where you move the on and off with the fader. You can do 1 click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks, 4, a million. So it's just math. It just gets goes from there.
Sweet. Yeah, it all sounds and feels so easy when you're a student at Skratch U. I really I love the way you put together the video battles where you're battling the green screen turntablists. They do a scratch and you do a scratch and they call and answer. It actually really inspired a lot of what we do, and we set up green screens in our house. What's your house like? Do you have the studios in your house?
No, I have it separate. I used to have it in my house, but then too many people came over and it was just getting too messy, and so I have it separate now. So I understand now why people have their home and then they have their studio somewhere else. I'm like, oh, okay,
cool. So how do you balance the two? Because you have home life too, I take it, and when you're so bent on practicing all the time and stuff, where do you draw that line? How do you set aside time for it to have a real life and be healthy and all that?
It's just balance. You have fun doing your regular life, and you have fun doing your work. And so if you're overworking, you'll have fun doing your regular stuff. And of course, doing the regular stuff is now I want to make some music. Just feel it. Like tennis players, they practice all day, but when they get bored of it, they they do 20 minutes of something totally different. So it clears their mind and then they go back to it.
So what are the things that you do to clear your mind when you're like deep in it?
You can do whatever. You can play some video games. You can go online and check your stuff. Watch videos on YouTube or go out to the park. I like to bike ride, swim.
Oh, sick.
Hiking, whatever, anything, shopping, anything. Right now, I'm not that abnormal.
Sweet. Word. So you've been working on a bunch of new products, including this mixer, which is very, very exciting. Can you tell us a little bit about this mixer that you got coming out?
Like 2 days ago, we just came out with a mixer called the TRX. And there's all these mixers that are like over $1,000. And all these kids, they can't afford that. They just want to scratch. So we said, hey, let's just make a mixer that just has a good fader. Because that's all you need is a good fader. You want to scratch. And strip it down to like the necessity of like up and down fader and that. So it's just like it's like $300.
Oh wow, cool.
TRX mixers. Rather than all these kids they can't afford like unless
you got so many mixers like $2,000 or whatever.
Yeah, unless you got some rich parents or you're rich or something, you can afford that. But if you just want to scratch, this is a great mixer.
Very cool.
Affordable price.
Very cool. Yeah, really. I like minimal design. When things do one thing really, really, really well, it just makes me really happy. Word. So you've got an album coming. That's really exciting. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I just came out with 2 albums. One with a bunch of experimental music. Supposed to be each song is from a different planet or something. Then I have another album which is like from this planet. It's called Galaxian, and it's just a bunch of rappers and me scratching over beats and stuff. And that was a year ago, so we're making another album with my old group called the Invisible Scratch Pickles.
No way!
D-Styles, and shout out to Yoga Frog and Mixmaster Mike and 8-Track. So, that comes out in September, and we're doing the Red Bull freestyle battle. You know about that?
Oh, yeah, I know.
So that's going to be in Japan. It's going to be super huge.
Oh, sick.
We're headlining that, and then we're doing a little grand finale. We're going to debut the album there.
Sweet. I just love going to Japan. Do you play there often? Probably, yeah. Japan.
Oh, yeah.
I just Japan all the time.
We were there recording the album.
So, do you have any good Japan stories? Because man, you can't go to Japan without weird stuff happening.
Oh, I don't know. There's a video on YouTube called the I found my wallet. That's the name of the video. And we were doing some pre-Jackass stuff there.
Sweet.
Stupid.
Sweet. So hey, you always seem like you're in really good health and good spirits every time I see you. Do you have any advice for maintaining good health and good humor?
Oh, just have fun and eat healthy, no GMOs, sustainable food, gluten-free, what else is there? Organic, the basics.
Sweet. See how and you mentioned biking. Do you do any other?
I try to do a cardio 20 minutes a day, at least half an hour a day. Stretching, and I try to do my little 200 sit-ups a day and
sweet
push-ups. That's all. I drink a lot of spring water, glass bottles. You don't want the plastic because they have the
BPA and stuff. Yeah.
You don't want that.
Sweet. So hey, I'm doing this thing with KJ where we battle each other all the time, and it's really it's a good time. If you had to train someone like 2 weeks to train someone for a battle, what would you have them do?
Well, first of all, doesn't matter if you win or lose. What matters is you practice like a month. That's the main thing. Hone your skills. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. And for some reason, when you have that attitude, you end up winning. Like, I don't care about winning. Just go in there and like be down to earth and just make stuff for the people that trip out on you. Second would be, I said it already, but just practice. Practice and sometimes at least in practice, drip sweat and stuff. I don't know.
It's impressive in the Bay if you can practice till you're sweating.
Oh, just close the door, turn the heater on, drink a lot of water. But what else is there? Just get a lot of rest. Like we used to look for speed. Like we used to practice really. We want to scratch really fast sometimes. So in order to get that, I learned from. You ever heard of Bucket guitars? Famous guitars?
Yes.
I asked him how you get so fast. He sounds like a fax machine. He said just sleep.
Sleep.
8 hours sleep a day will make you fast. And I was like, whoa, that's of course, yeah. A lot of fighters in the MMA they get a lot of rest, so they can heal and be fast.
Cool. So, what in the last like year, what purchase under $100 really just made your life better?
I just keep thinking in my head this I went to the crystal fair and I bought this one crystal. And it supposedly you know, like whatever your intention is that you put in there will make your like it'll suck in the energy from the universe of what you want the attention to be in there. The crystal will amplify it. Just like how they use crystals in watches and crystals in radios, you know, transmits these energies that we're not aware of. So that little baby crystal kind of made my life a lot better.
It's been like helping you when you meditate and stuff.
Put it right there in front of my turntables and I'll say, all right, send me some great patterns that I could make some music out of it. That has helped me a lot. You know, like some people think that's ridiculous.
Hey, you know, it's like really, you know, ultimately, you know, these tools are just a mirror for your own mind and a mirror for your own intention. And
I mean, they use quartz in the turntable, you know, quartz. There's something in there with that mineral. Also, even scientists are figuring out that you can put like zillions of terabytes into like a little crystal now. So it's like, wow, something there that we are about to discover.
Super cool. So you mentioned earlier about how you find the color green really helps you to imagine. Can you tell people about the color?
So I've always been studying about like I say writer's block. They were like, hey, how do you get rid of writer's block? And I read this thing about just look at the color green. I was like, what? So when I'm in the studio, there's like a green screen there. We're always creative there. We never have no writer's block or anything. But if I'm away from that, then yeah, sometimes you will. And they always say, like, go in nature. You know, it's there's a bunch of green grass in nature and trees, and yeah, something about green that will open up your mental blocks. So that's an interesting thing.
We can see more colors of green than any other color too. There's like twice as many greens as there are other colors.
Hey, you need plants in your house. They clean the air and all that. They make you creative. So.
Very cool. Very cool. So if you could go back in time and give a fledgling DJ QBert some golden nuggets of advice, what kind of things would you tell yourself at age like 20?
Oh, I just stay humble and always work to make the world a better place. And there's no such thing as money. And money's an illusion. And it's just all about karma and energy. The more you put out there to make people happy, the more it comes back to you. So might as well invent stuff that makes the world a better place. Because that's like, a bunch of karma coming back to you. And then don't do it just so all this stuff can come back to you. Just do it to make people happy. That's the main thing. And with scratching, work on your rhythms. Because I used to just scratch and make all these weird patterns. But it was more about being a jazz artist and learn all these like different numbers and patterns. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 5, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, 5, 6, all the weird combinations of math in the music, and just be honest with your music and just have complete sincerity when you scratch. It all just comes out, like the beauty of being a one type of individual personality will come out in your style.
Very cool. Very cool. So, how about at age 30? Would you have a piece of advice for your 30-year-old self, like as you're segueing from being a young man into a man?
I think just keep doing that, and I don't know. I think it's all the same. You can learn all this stuff when you're an instructor. Like 5 or something. We're all one. We're like this one guru I met. He goes, "Q, tell me how many people are in the room." Like a whole bunch of people there. Like, I don't know, 100? No, there's only one person here. So, and scientists are finding out now that the whole universe is just one energy. This is just a big video game, and all these atoms are just little pixels. And we're in a high level video game here, and the object of the game is to whoever gives the most love and makes the world a better place as much as you can will win. You get rewarded, move on to a higher life, whatever it is. So far, it's working out very well.
Sweet.
So I was like, wow.
That's awesome. So, can you tell us, like, was there a moment when you knew that, like, this was gonna work, and that you were like, wow, you know, I can do this. I can scratch and DJ, and this can be my life. Like, was there a moment that was like a tipping point?
Probably like 5 years into it, 2 or 3 or 5 years into it, I was like, wow, I was starting to get like started to feel like there's something there, and I sold a mixtape, and someone actually bought it. I was like, oh damn! So I sold some more. Then went to the store, and the guy was like, we don't want this junk. I'll try a couple out. And I come back next week and say, hey, we need more of those. I was like, whoa, okay. So I started making stuff. From there, I learned to always create and give out my art as if I was a chef serving people. You gotta keep on making better food all the time, and yeah, and don't stop. Like we were talking about earlier. I know a lot of DJs that were really talented, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm so good. I don't even gotta make anything no more. I've done everything," and they just suck now because they stopped. You know, and the arrogance got to them, and that was really sad for me. So I was my really good friends, and you know, that just happens.
But yeah, you gotta stay hungry and stay with the beginner's mind.
We're not like these great whatever lords or whatever. We're here to help the people and serve the people and make them happy. We're healers. That's what we are.
Really, I respect that, man. I respect that. So, how about you've met a lot of different musicians over your life? Is there anyone that stands out that you were like, wow, you know, this person really just blew my mind meeting this person?
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's almost as if like every person I meet, I'll learn something new. Like hanging out with you, I learn a lot of stuff. I probably just, I guess my crew is very fascinating. You know, like Mixmaster Mike, the DJ for the Beastie Boys, DJ Shortcut, D-Style, Yoga Frog, my business partner. All these, you know, I always bring up my crew first, but I think everyone is going to teach you something as they are little markers in your path of life.
Sweet. So how about I saw this video of you just destroying a leap motion and scratching with your hand in the air with the leap motion. What's the deal with that? Did you say a few things about it?
Yeah, it's kind of like we were testing it out and seeing the accuracy of it, but it still needs work because technology hasn't caught up to they call it the source field or the 0 point energy, torsion fields in the air, and until then everything will be perfect on beat, but with all this unadvanced technology that the government is letting us just have for now, because the powers that be are holding all that crazy cool technology, but everything's like a little bit off. Like you scratch it, it's like a little bit late, a little latency. You know, so that's kind of where they're at right now. But in the future, it'll happen when it will be like 0 latency.
Sweet. Well, I can't wait. How about you mentioned the government holding things back? What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
I think, like I said earlier about the whole life is kind of like a video game. Like this whole planet is it's kind of hypnotized by like evil and greed, and the ultimate happiness is in giving. And,
yes.
And so they hide that from us. Like in schools, you don't learn about no karma. They don't know. It's all about trying to just go in there and just learn how to be a slave for the government. Really go get a job and do this and that and pay for all these bills, and so that's kind of like the illusion that we're all in. So I don't know, the whole planet being run by like aliens that want to keep our mind hypnotized is what this planet is kind of breaking out of right now. A lot of people are starting to discover like, hey, something's wrong here. All the banking system's wrong, and I used to talk about it a lot. Now I don't have to because everyone started talking about it now. Like, that's good, and all the I don't know, like say marijuana is being legalized now, and
huge shift in consciousness. Huge shift in consciousness.
And at the airport, they check you for everything, but they're really checking if you're an alien going through the machine. You know about that one?
Yeah, you never know. They might be detecting it.
They're just trying to just find out, are you from you're supposed to be here, you know, so.
They checked my hands to see if I was a robot, I think. They swabbed me? I don't know. I think they thought I might be a robot.
I've seen that great movie that just came out. It's called Ex Machina.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, definitely good movies. Yeah, so artificial intelligence, should we be afraid?
Well, I think the universe is divided in half, good and evil. But it's slightly biased towards the good, of course. It has to be like that. So you never know. I'm sure there might be some crazy stuff that'll make things weird, but nothing's gonna really blow up. Like kind of like like all the nuclear bombs that are going off back in World War II or whatever.
Yeah.
When the extraterrestrials found out about that, they came to Earth, and like if you notice, like a lot of nuclear bombs just haven't been going off because when they test them, there's videos of bombs being tested, and then these little crafts come and turn it off.
Yeah, I've heard about that. The Disclosure Project. There's a lot of people who are like high-ranking military officials who attest that these aliens stopped them from performing tests.
Even like the radiation in Fukushima, like that all is being secretly fixed by the extraterrestrials. That's why there's not really, it's not that bad. You know, they say it's bad, but
so I should keep eating sushi. That's what you're saying here.
Well, another thing I learned too is your food. You gotta bless it. You gotta pray to it. That's why that whole tradition of praying to the food. It's actually you're changing the molecular structure of the atoms with the prayer intention. And so if you kind of eat whatever and pray. I mean, I'm not saying to eat whatever, but if you have to eat some,
bless it.
Bless it. The universe will fix the atoms.
Sweet. Well, this has been really a very, very enlightening use of 20 minutes here, man. This has been really great. Do you have any shout outs that you want to give, or like anything that you want to say, any questions you want to ask?
Just keep spreading love. And what do you think about this? What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
My favorite conspiracy theory? I think it's more of a pro-spiracy. You know, I really do believe that there is like, because if you look at physics, right, it all leads towards entropy. You know, everything falling apart, everything becoming more homogeneous, more decayed, more broken. But then if you look at organic creatures, you'll notice that there is a tendency to become more evolved, more detailed, more complicated, more creative. And I believe that there is a pro-spiracy, and that consciousness itself is in all things as an opposing force to entropy. And that I believe that will to be, you know, become mind, and to become the most detailed, the most fruitful, the most fertile bed for the magic of experience to flower. That need is inside of all things, and it's a pro-spiracy.
That's right. The universe is like a flower continually blooming.
Yeah, but that's being hidden. There's definitely a conspiracy there, but yeah, it's a pro-spiracy.
I love that.
Well, hey, thank you for participating in a pro-spiracy, man. Much love, brother.
Definitely, yeah.
Big up. Thank you all for watching. Peace out.